Unearthly Cosmetics have revealed their Dreamer collection, which is available right now for pre-order. A massive thank you to Makeup on Your Radar. I stole all their pictures and the information. Let's chat about this one. So as part of this collection, you get the Dreamer eyeshadow palette, the highlighter trio, and 4 creamy bullet lipsticks. Now, if you want, you can purchase the collection box for $130 or you can get the single palette for $60. The estimated shipping date is apparently mid-December. So this is what you will be getting if you spent $130. It's quite a neutral leaning palette, kind of purpley tones. It reminds me a little bit of like when Huda says she's doing neutrals. The highlighter palette itself is fine. It's relatively inoffensive. I do like the shades of bullet lipsticks, I gotta say. But let's look at the swatches of that palette. I do think this looks very, very pretty. Is it necessarily $60 worth of pretty? I don't know. I will say I have found that indie brands these days have been knocking my socks off. Like, I'm just wandering around here barefoot and I'm finding it harder and harder now, I think, because I've been so impressed to kind of see these swatches and not feel a little bit underwhelmed. I just feel like I've seen this before. Like, for example, the Cosmic Brushes palette that literally just came out, the Winter Wonderland. I know that's blue, but there's kind of shades in there that are reminiscent of that. And then they also had their Gothic palette. And I'd prefer that. It works out a bit cheaper. But there's nothing wrong with this. Absolutely not. It looks quite pretty. You can kind of see some of the shifts on it, but there's nothing that's necessarily wowing me. But I'm probably being a bit, pernickety at this point. I really appreciate that they've shown this highlighter palette across a couple of different skin tones so that you can get an idea of it. I will say though, I feel like swatching on the wrist is not the best way to show a highlighter. I'd prefer to see it on the cheek because like nobody's putting on like a stripe of highlighter in that way. I'd like to see how it's blended out. Is it going to leave like a cast? What's the story? They do look very pretty. I would say though this is leaning a little bit more towards being suitable for fairer skin tones. But that's just me. The bullet lipsticks, oh my Jesus, I love them. I think they're absolutely stunning. I think they could have maybe gotten away with 3 instead of 4, but again, that's me being pernickety. I think you see a lot more of the distinction on the paler wrist than you do on the deeper skin tone. But it is very, very pretty. I do like those. I wonder if they will sell those individually. I really think that they should because I think they do a lot better with that. And I have seen over on their Instagram that some people are asking if the lips are sold separately and it hasn't been answered yet. So hopefully we'll get to know that in the next couple of days. For me, it's an okay collection. There's nothing that really grabs me. I think because Unearthly Cosmetics usually do very bam, punchy sort of colour stories. This has kind of left me a little bit, nothing wrong with that. I actually do think it makes sense for them because they haven't done anything like this before. Like I said, usually they're very punchy. This is a bit more subdued. This is a bit more safe, I guess. And they haven't really done anything like that before. So again, a lot of brands are kind of trying to pick up stuff that isn't in their back catalogue and they literally haven't done stuff like this. So I think that makes sense. Now, is it for me? No. But that's totally fine. Let me know what you guys think. Are you into this or no?